Heyo. I have a good video lined up for you guys today. Not saying that all my other videos aren't good, but this one in particular, happened earlier, and it made me really think about this. So, for a little background here, I think I told you guys I've been taking my mom to therapy, like physical therapy, because she hurt herself back in January, and every time I go in, I try to chit chat with the people and whatnot. And, it goes over sometimes. It's more so a thing of I want to help these people, right? Because, you don't know what somebody's going through. So I go in and now I'm on a routine schedule of going to the bathroom at 4:30, right? Or somewhere around there, 4 o'clock, maybe 4:10, 4:20, somewhere in there. And, yeah, I go to the bathroom, right? And it's in the back. And I go in, whatever, go to the bathroom, and then come out, and I see something that I had given somebody years ago. So I let me preface it again, because I had went there. The whole reason why my mom even knows about this place and my aunt even went to this place was because of me. When I got my back injured, I was in the most insane, immense pain. I've said it before on the channel. It was unbelievable, unbearable. And the place that has the physical therapy helped me out a ton, right? So I was okay, why don't I recommend them, right? So wasn't expecting my aunt or my mom to go just because, they got hurt and shit happens. But I had given this item that I had years ago. So let me just fucking explain it. So somebody that works there does art. It's beautiful art. It's great. It's fantastic. And, they're carrying all their shit around with them everywhere they go to do their art. And I'm like, you know what? I have a bag. It's perfect for you. The person that does art's a woman too. So it's you know what? It's fucking perfect. Just take the bag. Right. And, I gave it to her. And she was like, oh, thank you, yada, yada, yada. And like I said, I step out of the fucking bathroom and I see it sitting in the corner. Now, there's one of two things here. It's either it's good enough or it's important enough to hold items in their office space, and maybe it does hold art supplies or whatever, and they use it to go around and do the art for the building, or it's not worth fucking anything. And here's where I'm getting with that. I have it in my notes here because I had to write it down while I was sitting in there. It says, how a gift is treated is often how the recipient views the gift giver. So you ever notice that? If a kid gives a gift, right, and it's a piece of string, people love it. They're like, oh, thank you so much for this. Oh, a little kid, 3 years old, whatever. They're like, here, take this string. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, this, oh, that's that. And it's they're happy with the gift, and they're probably going to keep the gift for a long time because it comes from somebody they like, right? Whereas if you give a gift and it's not something that, or rather you're not somebody that somebody actually values and appreciates, it's getting thrown in the trash. Doesn't matter how interesting it is. And granted, yes, I understand that a bag is not that interesting, but remember, it's from me, right? And I'm not saying that I'm important or I'm this or I'm that, but if you on the other side of the screen gave me a gift and it was a representation of you, or that it meant something to you and then you gave it to me, right? I'd be like, yeah, dude, I'm fucking keeping this. But I mean, in one sense, the fact that it's been sitting in there for 2 years now, maybe means something, or it's a fucking closet where they're just throw it in there. I don't know, but my whole point was I noticed that and I thought about that because, like I said, you get a gift from somebody, or even if it's something nice, let's say it's a Lamborghini, right? You get a gift and it's a Lamborghini, and the person doesn't like you, they still take your car, or they still take the car, the Lamborghini that you gifted them, and they just run off with it. All right, you're never going to get a thank you. You're never going to get anything like that. And once again, I'm not looking for thanks, but I'm looking to see, do these people care about me? Because I've said this before on the channel, the way you can really tell if somebody is in your camp or somebody's, once again, batting for the other team or they don't mean what they say, they're inauthentic, is really by how they treat you, right? Because people can't hold a facade for very long. They really can't. I mean, even when I was younger and I had friends coming over to my house and like sleeping over and stuff, my dad could not keep his nice guy facade for literally more than a day. He couldn't do it. It was against him. And he instantly reverted back to being an asshole. So like, I feel that with this shit, like if you give a gift, somebody's not going to be like, oh wow, thank you. I really, whatever, it's how they view the gift giver. It is. Because I could say that about myself in Christianity, right? Like, eternal life is a gift, right? It is. And because it's been given to me, I'm wanting to forward that to somebody else because of how fucking good the gift is, man. So, that was really all my point. But I just, oh my God, dude, that really frustrates me that I don't know what camp I sit in. Right, I don't know if I'm valued and there's something in the bag or if it's just sitting in the corner of the room collecting dust because, I gave something that was part of me. Like I had used, it was something that I should have kept because I would have plenty of uses for it. But I was like, you know what? This group of people needs it more. I have no problem with having a flower on the side of my bag. But at the same time, like, this girl is going around with all this like clusterfuck of shit in her hands. Right. And like, maybe dropping it every so often. I'm like, okay, so like, here's what we got to do. We got to give you a bag so you can actually tote it around with you. And what does it do? It sits in a corner. So, and that sort of, once again, is a representation of me where like I am being placed in the corner. I am the disposable bin, right? I'm put in the disposable bin. I'm not seen as valuable because of my gift. Once again, like a little kid, you're going to treasure this piece of string that they gave you because of them, not because it's a piece of fucking string. What are you going to do with a piece of string? Tie your shoelaces? So, I think you can see my point here. So, that was about it. See ya.